She was hired right before me. Dan was hired right before me.
I don't see that on this.
Specifically,
no,
we're talking about the medical benefits
After
retirement. So I want to make sure we don't mix the two up. This is specifically related to the medical benefits and not.
So the newest hire of the one that we're going to be paying medical benefits goes back to when? I mean, was it in 2000 or 2005? How long ago?
Every employee that is in place now.
That's in this list
Yeah.
of people. The latest hire on that list of 4 people was hired about what year?
So you're talking current employees?
Yes.
Whoever we're allowed.
How long has Kyle and Jose been here?
2012.
Well, they were part-time for many years and didn't get any benefits. And then when I think Ralph may have come on, they hired him full-time. Was it Ralph or Dan hired? Ralph, I think, hired him full-time.
So the last 2 employees, Jose and Kyle, this is 2016, so they've been on 3 or 4 years.
And they're on the system.
They're on the medical system, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're really validating something that happened 3 or 4 years ago. That's what I'm really trying to get at.
That's exactly what I
Not in
know.
the 80s or the 90s.
You're also validating that, how do I say, the medical thing never actually changed. The benefits have never really changed, even though all of these, they never finished it up. So it never really changed. So that's, therefore, the benefits that were established, I think, many years ago are the same benefits that people get today because there has not been a change.
So we're establishing now the legitimacy of this.
So to validate that the report is
Accurate. Okay. So we still need a second.
No, he didn't.
I said,
Oh, yes, right, you did.
So we'll go for public comment, please. Or any other board comment? Hold on, let me see if there's any other board comment. I'm sorry. No? Jim, anything else? Go ahead, Wes.
I don't have a copy. We don't make copies for everybody anymore. So my copies of the documents you're talking about, I don't have. What we're talking about, first of all, take a look at your benefits, break it down into 3 different things, okay? You got a health benefit program today. If you're working here over 1,500 hours or something like that, you get benefits. No question. Nobody's arguing that. Number 2, you have a pension plan under PERS. You get it. We share that. You get it. Has nothing, and you're employed, has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. Today, we're only talking about when you retire, making the assumption you meet the requirements for retirement. Do you or don't you have paid benefits for the medical only? Do you get your medical benefits extended for as long as you live? Okay? Now, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about nothing else.
Right.
So, in 2013, correct me if I'm wrong, roughly 2013, this argument's been going on for a long time because you're right, it was not documented up until 2013. 2013, under Ralph. Ralph put in all new policies. We accepted all the policies except the employment policies. It was decided that the employment policies would be accepted in the handbook. The handbook was approved, if I'm not mistaken, in 2014. And in that handbook, and in the documents you're probably looking at, it says that if you were hired before 2005 and you retire, you're going to get your paid for medical benefits. Cindy and Randy are the only ones that get paid for medical when they retire. Anybody hired after 2005, they get all the benefits while they're employed, but when they retire, they do not have the option or the they're not allowed to, CSD is not going to pay for their benefits. That's what that says. Okay, now, how does it relate to the numbers on the audit? The auditor, the last 2 years, the auditor had the retirement, had the handbook in his hands, timely, to include only 2 people in accruing the benefits for the unpaid for, we call it the unpaid for insurance program, okay? Only 2 people should have been included in there. Now, why is this important? Because with the reason that was done is right now we're sitting here looking at an unfunded liability of nearly $1 million just for medical. We got another $200,000 or $300,000 that this year stuck in there because apparently we're not paying enough for the pension either, the PERS. And we've been being told each year for at least the last 2 years that we were being paid for it. Well, let's not talk about that. We're talking strictly about the insurance policy, or paying for an insurance policy for a person retired after he was hired, after being hired after 2005. We've got 2 people that we are now still accruing that unfunded liability for them because nobody wants to go back and admit that the accountants did it wrong, and we've got too much money accrued in there for a liability. That's what the issue is. We've been talking about it now we first started talking about it, the accountant before. That accountant was 5 years ago, plus 2 years with this new accountant. So 7 years we've been talking about this. And 7 years we've been ignoring it. But Ralph did document it that though anybody hired after 2005 will not get medical benefits. And that's what that says. And if they don't get medical benefits, then the accruals that are in the audited reports are wrong. That's what this is about. And you don't need all this other garbage that we just paid thousands of dollars for doing. You just need that last page, or the last 2 pages of the employee handbook, and there it says, if you weren't hired before 2005, you're out.
I'm sorry.
So at this point, instead of having four on the system, we're going to go to 2.
No, that statement is incorrect.
No, it isn't.
If you look on page 78, that is the approved employee handbook that he's speaking about, approved on 2/18/14, with the eligibility. Medical insurance is provided for eligible employees and retired employees. The district currently covers 100% of the employee's monthly premium and 90% of the employee's dependent. Directors are responsible for 100%. Full-time employees hired on or before 9/7/05 will be grandfathered to maintain the medical coverage offered as of XXX date
Retirement date.
after his or her retirement, but cannot add any additional persons that were not already covered. That did not change the fact that every employee was eligible for those benefits in retirement.
Okay.
That statement did not change it. In fact, it recognizes
So
that.
it's 2 then.
It was intended for changing it, and I think, and as I read it, it changed it. It's documenting that if you retire and you were hired after 2005, you do not have the insurance.
Okay.
There was a meeting of minds, right?
I'm sorry?
There were a meeting of minds.
There was meeting of minds not documented going all the way back to when Sharice was hired.
Okay, so 2 then. And that's going to be corrected then.
No.
No, it's 4.
I'm sorry.
The statement is
Okay.
not supported by the record. Wes's statement is not supported by the action of the district. I would love to cut the expense of the district. I would love to do it.
Pay off.
But I have to go based on the record that is, the documented record of the district from its actions.
You don't have a copy over there.
But this was part of the packet that was distributed. Go ahead, Cindy.
Can I just tell you what I remember, and really, I did speak with Wes, and I asked him if he had a document that specifically states that they did not get it, and he said, no, it's an interpretation.
Oops, I didn't say, I don't think I used those words,
Yes,
Cindy,
you
but
did.
go ahead.
I made sure because I repeated it 3 times.
Okay.
And I don't want to battle with Wes. What I can tell you is that when, excuse me?
Let's be polite. Come on, when your public is speaking, we are polite and let you speak. Be respectful of the board and those in attendance here as well. Thank you.
What I recall was that when Bob Kent was here and the board was looking, we were looking at benefits because they are expensive. And that's when they wanted to, give us different things. And he had employees come in and speak with the board. And so that's when they moved to Aqua, because CalPERS would not take the various things. So at that time, we formed a benefits committee. I was on the committee, someone from the plant, and 2 board members. We met several times. And I would say we did not come to a conclusion because I was looking at like a tiered rate type thing like TUG had. I did research on different places. They did it where the longer you stay, the more percentage that we pay. You start up, So we were looking at that. Then we lost that general manager. We had changes in boards, and that committee still continued on. Met several times. Then Dan Syrie retired. Randy came onto that committee, but that committee never met. That committee was still ongoing. And then Ralph came. We talked that we need to change that because it's so expensive for the retirement. But at the time he was doing the handbook, he went ahead and grandfathered Randy and I in. But there was nothing, he never did state to me or anyone that excluded the others. It was just a step to secure Randy and I because we had been here for so long. And that's the way that I remember everything. I never had any conversations with him or another committee meeting saying that we were excluding those 2 employees
That are here today. And so if we go forward, today they qualify. Does it mean we could not change it going forward?
Yeah, you see, you're not taking action
We're not taking
to change the benefits or affect the benefits in any way. In reality, this is.
In reality, they're all covered.
It's exactly. The next step would be a court determining it. If the district took it away and somebody filed a suit, and then we'd have to go in and prove it up.
So how can we make this clear from here on that that's the way it is?
Let's try this right here.
Hold on.
Excuse me, the way we were doing it was having that committee, or having a committee meet and iron it all out and then present it to the board as a way to do a savings because it is costly. But it was more moving forward doing that. Now, when we did the committees, I think Pete and Danny, I discussed it with them because I'm like, hold on, are we not doing that committee? But we decided we could do it as either an ad hoc or combine it with one of the other committees. I can't remember what it was. It might have, I don't know if it was a personnel or something, that we could do it under that committee.
Right.
So we basically kind of did away with the committee, but put it under a different hat.
Okay, so back to the action of the board. The board would take action to amend your policy in your personnel handbook to be clear. That's really the best thing that you can do because your employees receive the benefit now. So in the future, when we're hiring to replace someone, we want to be able to know what we're offering as far as benefits. That needs to be clear, not referenced another document that's in the file or a board action in minutes or something else.